Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel. In this video I'm going to talk about aeration, what it's actually meant to do for your lawn, and is it really worth doing? And if you're like me and this is your first time, doing it on a budget so you don't have a big outspend at the beginning. So let's make a start. Aeration is the process of poking holes in the soil beneath the lawn to improve air, water and nutrient penetration to the grass roots. This also helps relieve soil compaction, which can hinder root growth and grass health. The traditional method of aeration was done with solid forks, whereas more modern aerators use hollow cores, which remove small plugs of soil to improve the effectiveness of this process. Aeration can be done manually or with powered mechanical equipment, so there are methods which suit all budgets. I looked on Amazon to see which aerators were available and purchased the WaLensee Aerator. It was £27 and looked to get better reviews than some of the other aerators around the same price. I've put a link to the WaLensee Aerator in the description if you want to take a closer look. It was delivered in the usual Amazon packaging. I never understand why people packing parcels put all the protective material on top of the product instead of underneath it where it's most likely to get knocked. Then inside the box, the aerator came in a plastic bag with a product label zip tied to it and rubber bungs protecting the business end of the aerator. It has tapered cones, which should mean it can eject the coil saws without them getting stuck and clogging it up. Come on, I could have done a better job with my eyes closed. The instructions on how to use this aerator are simple, and the company should have done a quick spell check on the fourth point before sending to print. Before I bought this aerator, my lawn was a mess. It had loads of moss and thatch in it, so I first started with moss killer. Then a week later I scarified the lawn within an inch of its life and left it to recover for another 2 weeks. This is why some areas of the lawn are bare and will need seeding. You can see here at the bottom of the garden, the soil is damp, but it is very squishy. I can stick my thumb in there. So this top section here, although it looks damp, it's rock solid. Hopefully the aeration will help allow the water to soak in. To use this aerator, you simply stand on the foot bar and push it into the ground. The spikes are hollow, so the soil cores are ejected out of the top. This works better than previous generation aerators that use solid spikes because they tend to compact the soil around the holes, reducing its effectiveness. The instructions recommend to stagger the holes by 6 to 12 inches. I'm spacing them out about 8 inches apart, roughly the same distance between the two spikes on the aerator. You can see the cores being ejected from the aerator as you make each new hole. If you hit a rock like I did here, just move to the side and try again. So, after going over half of the back garden lawn, I'm going to pick up the soil cores before starting on the other half. Some viewers suggested you can hoover up these soil cores with a lawnmower, whereas others said it will clog the mower, so best to use a leaf blower. I don't have a leaf blower, so I'm picking these up instead. So a bucket full is about 40 square metres worth of lawn if you're spacing them out at the recommended width. Now the aerator has had some use, it has started to clog on occasions. It did this 5 times during the second half of the lawn. To unclog the aerator, I'm using a screwdriver or thick, long Allen key to push them out from the bottom. This is why you should be wearing gloves. I blatantly wasn't thinking. That little slip took the top off my knuckle. Although this aerator is clogging on occasions, I cannot think of how this design can be improved. If you heavily water the garden before starting, I think this might help reduce potential clogging. Referring back to the lower part of the garden being soft and squishy, and the top part being firm, this might explain why it only clogged when aerating the top half. Now with gloves on, I'll finish the rest of the back lawn. Now it's on to the front lawn. This time I had a little helper to pick up the soil cores, who then wanted to try making the holes because that looked like more fun. And after picking up the rest of the soil cores, I've now got perfectly spaced holes throughout the entire lawn. So that was tiring work. Overall it went well. It took me 4 hours I think to do the garden. A few injuries, obviously took a bit of skin off my knuckle when I should have been wearing gloves to clean out the aerator. I've also got a few blisters from handles again. I think that was partly because I wasn't using gloves to start with, and then when I was using gloves my hands were getting very hot inside the gloves. I was also trying to do it as quickly as possible, which is why I'm sweating. I think it would have been a lot easier to have broken this task up into sessions, maybe doing a section at a time and leaving a period in between just to rest. Right, so we'll now see what happens after the lawn's been aerated for a couple of weeks. We'll see what difference it makes. So after a couple of weeks the lawn is looking like this. Here's what it looked like before, a marked improvement. The back garden needed reseeding to improve it, which I've covered in another video on my channel if you're interested. Several weeks later, After little to no rain, the garden got a deluge of rain which was enough to saturate the lowest part of the lawn. I don't think anyone could have expected the aeration to have prevented this. However, 15 minutes later, the standing water has soaked into the ground, which I'm sure is an improvement over what it used to do before I aerated it. So to conclude, I think it's worth adding aeration to your annual garden routine. £27 is great value if you want to do it on a budget like I did. It's hard work, but splitting your garden into sections will make that more manageable. For bigger gardens or those that don't want to work out, hiring or buying a mechanical coring aerator is the way forward. Well guys, that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please don't forget to like and subscribe. Subscribing's free and it just means any future videos I release will automatically appear on your feed without you having to search for them. Thanks again for watching and I'll see you on the next video.